Okay, y'all, so there's this manga that kept on popping up on my Instagram feed called Congo. And just a few scanning of some of the pages on Instagram, I could tell that this is some identity politics type manga. Now, the art is incredible, absolutely incredible. I just got tired of seeing it and I decided to find it on MangaPlus because they said it's on MangaPlus. My personal evolution has not taken away my disdain for BS, my disdain for political trash trying to make a home for itself amongst the consciousness of an average consumer, and I will not stand for it. I will not stand for it. This manga Congo is an abomination. Dear creator of this manga, bro, I don't know what your problem is. And I don't know why the heck you're doing this because, see, I actually live in Africa. I live in South Africa. And I have said many times that the romancing of what Africa was, what Africa is, and what Africa could be does not exist. It's a fantasy. And this manga is Django Unchained on steroids. It's another Jamie Foxx, Will Smith slave movie in manga format, designed to give a false sense of hope and pride to black people who feel ashamed for being black or something. That's what it feels like, right? To rewrite history as the niggas would have won if they had superpowers. And there's so much language here that takes a dump on white people, and it actually takes more of a dump on black people as a whole. This is not inspiring to black people. This is only a confirmation that black people suffer from identity issues, right? And an inferiority complex, particularly against white people. Let's not talk about what the Arabs did to Africans, what the Arabs are still doing to Africans right now. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about the slave trade happening right now in Liberia and Libya. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about the Nigerians who are in my country, right? Cutting to pieces South African black children and trading them with the other people in North Africa. Let's not talk about that. Instead, let's talk about the white man. What he did 400 years ago, 800 years ago, whatever the hell. Let's talk about him. And while we talk about the white man, let's use his internet and let's use his language to talk about what he did a million years ago. Right? This is some Omega Jigaboo, Monkey Boo, Umbaba Masala Makuri Mbaja bullshit, Baba garbage that I completely fell off of my chair. I have never seen Jigaboo bigger than this. This manga requires its own Boondocks episode. Somebody give me the cell number of Ewan Magruder, creator of the Boondocks, so I can send him this like, nigga, you better read this. And you better write something about this because this is madness. This is not satire, you see. This would have been cool if it was satire as Boondocks, a satire. Here the author takes things seriously. And what this does only confirms to other groups of people that, man, these niggas are all about the Jigaboo, aren't they? I mean, can't they just try to live life as is? Yeah, slavery happened, but we were all slaves at one point, right? Everybody was a slave. You're a slave right now. The white people right now are slaves to the oligarchs also. But instead of coming together and be like, you know what, this monopoly is happening, it ain't fair, It's robbing us of our freedom. We work 13 hours a day, 15 hours a day, and we barely get the adequate pay. While these people tax us to death, we should unite as human beings against this tyranny. You see, I always say on this channel that let what you create be inspiring. This is not inspiring. This is not inspiring. This right here is a failed attempt to propaganda, failed attempt of propaganda to I don't know what. You can't inspire black people with this, because what you're about to see in this manga only demoralizes black people, right? It only demoralizes them. And I want to say, let every Negro born outside of Africa, you want to talk about what this place is, what this place was, I need you to come here. I need you to come here and see for yourself how things actually work here. So you will know that it's time you wash your hands and build yourself a future where you were born. Because where you were born outside of this place, you have a bigger chance of success. A bigger chance at success. Don't you guys remember when I interviewed the guy who was born in Swaziland, who lives under a black king? The tyranny in Swaziland. How everybody can work 10 hours a day, but literally everybody earns, right? Everybody earns 1,500 Rand. How much is that? That's $95 a month, but you can work 10 hours a day, and it doesn't matter what job you have, because the king is the king and will not allow anyone to have a taste of individual glory and self-respect. That is greed of the highest order and narcissism at the highest order. But the Swaziland king will parade his riches and millions of dollars worth of cars to the poor folk. But you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. Pan-African niggas are the scum of the earth. I don't want to hear no Pan-African stuff. When it was black people who went into the bush to sell other black people to the white man, to the Arabs. And people gonna be like, yeah, the Moors were legendary black warriors. The Moors were Muslim. In other words, they were colonized. They forsook the religion they upheld for Allah's sake. And then what did they do? They went to go grab other niggas for Allah's sake and sell them off. Right? Now, I don't want to hear none of this. Now, let's start reading, because this is insanity, bro. Now, the story is pretty much, from what I could gather, takes place in Congo at the time when it was the scramble of Africa. And Belgium was colonizing Congo. And of course, they were treating the people like a bunch of baboons and apes and whatnot, and telling them to get to work. And that's pretty much where it takes place. However, the one thing I liked about it was that the characters, to me, it seemed like they came from the past and into the future to try and save the people from being enslaved. This would have been great if they came from the past to the future to save the people from maybe aliens or dragons or whatever, instead of this political, racial narrative of the white man came and hell broke loose because he came. No, it was always hell before he came, and it will continue to be hell until the end of time. Right? So if this author abandoned this racial trash and kept the artwork as it is, because the artwork is truly amazing, truly amazing, you know, just kept the idea of like warriors, African warriors from the past coming into the future to change the future because they want to stop the aliens from, I don't know, turning everybody into a frog or something, turning everybody into something. Not this slavery, Django Unchained type movie garbage, this 12-year slave garbage, which only builds a further divide amongst people as a whole. We're all slaves right now. We don't need to be fighting one another. We don't need this, man. And I don't know what the author was thinking. If you thought Japan was going to take this, bruh, what are you smoking, man? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, bruh? It's exactly this kind of jigaboo-ish that be making the Japanese, the white man, everybody, the Indians say, you know what? These niggas are out of control. These niggas have a hidden hatred for everybody, even themselves. They think by killing the white man or killing any other group of people that they will thrive. They will not thrive. You don't thrive by killing who seems to be your oppressor. You thrive by proper planning and coordination. Thinking outside the box. But yeah, you see, the niggas though, they hate other black people who think outside the box. They hate you. They shoot you dead. Oh, you think you're better than me? Oh, you think you're better than us? Oh, why aren't you doing this? You're so weird. Oh, you a black nerd. What black nerd is a black nerd? I mean, come on. Do you think, Mr. Author, if you were to print this and go sell it at Comic-Con, how many niggas gonna buy this? They ain't gonna buy this. I'm gonna be looking at this, be like, bro, get this ish out of my face. I don't wanna read no Django. I don't wanna read no Django. This feels like a sponsored manga to demoralize, honestly. And if it's not, and the author being black truly thought this was a good idea, bro, you are severely demoralized. You're Mr. Black Lives Matter. I'm surprised George Floyd ain't here. But anyway, so we see the dudes working, the black people working, picking that cotton or whatever. And the white man yelling, come on, boy, hurry up, you damn monkeys. It's getting hot up in this ish hole. See, the language is very well chosen. Choosing the word monkeys, choosing the word ish hole, you know, because Trump made it popular. You know, it really triggers people. And it's like, yeah, I'm trying to trigger people so they can realize that, yeah, the white man is racist, bro. You're using the white man's language. And the people in Congo don't speak their original language. Colonized to oblivion. Speaking French right now. Right? They don't speak their original language. You are trying to sell pride to black people here. It's impossible because there's nothing left. There is nothing left in Congo. Nothing. Whatever little resources that is there, all of it is going to Elon Musk, hiring them black kids to keep digging holes to gather the material to supply his electrical battery corporation, Tesla. Nothing has changed. So it's like, wait, are you dissing us? Are you dissing us, Mr. Author? Because you do realize nothing has changed here. Is this a mean to inspire us, or is this a mean to mock us? That we failed to secure our own freedom back then, and then when we got independence, we got a flipping dictator who burnt the place down, and now it's back to slavery. Are you mocking us? This is a mockery, Mr. Author. You are mocking yourself as a black person, and you are mocking the natives of Congo. This is not inspiring. So, this black guy says, why must we be cursed? He collapses. No, he passed out. And then the white man said, you worthless monkey, get up. I can't, please. I can't. And then we see Jebediah Lee whip him. I mean, come on, bro. You put Jebediah Lee whoop him up in here. Dude takes the lash and lashes a nigga. This can be funny, but it's not, because it's like, bruh, you do realize this is still happening, right? You do realize nothing has changed, right? You're not supposed to put no Jebediah Lee up in here. Oh my word. And then Jebediah Lee says, listen up, you're worthless monkeys. Never disobey orders from a Belgian officer. Remember your place, you belong to Belgium. Now finish your job and we can finally go back. And all the other dudes were like, how horrible. Get back to work. And then somebody stands up and says, that's enough. And Jebediah says, know your place. And he says, you Congolese slaves have always been the most stubborn. You are a soldier of the great empire. Put that knife down. But wannabe Django here says no. But he strikes the officer, and the officer is surprised that the monkey is strong. And then the monkey slashes his hand off. And then he says, that's for my brothers and sisters you've hurt, you filthy, wretched devil. I hate this, bro. I hate this, man. There is no joy, there is no pride, there is nothing that I'm experiencing here other than hurt. Hurt at the fact that you are disempowering any black person that might have been on the journey to his self-actualization. You are disempowering that. Self-actualization happens when an individual realizes that they are an individual. But you see, black people such as the creator of this manga over here, they want to keep you in a box. This is not liberation of your mind. This is the capturing of your mind, containing of your mind, that remember that you were once a slave. Remember that we're all in this together. No, we're not, nigga. I am an individual. Just because I look like you does not mean I am like you. When a black person tries to be an individual and think for himself, there gonna be other niggas who gonna be coming in and say, nah, bruh, remember what they did. Nah, F you, bruh. Get on my face with that. Like a white supremacist reading this, he's laughing his butt off. Laughing. Rolling on the floor. Look at these damn niggas. Ha 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 ha. They really still all about this. Yada yada yada. Bruh, come on, man. And this moment right here where the black guy cuts off the white man's hand, is this supposed to bring about catharsis? Because I've been daydreaming about the day I can finally hurt a white person. There is no catharsis in this. There is only shame. And perhaps it just exposes the cowardness amongst black people who do want to cut the white man's hand, but they too fearful to do so. But we all know what's going to happen if you try to do it in reality. Right? We all know. So what is this actually doing for people? This whole story is not something that it did not happen in reality. It could not happen in reality, and it will not happen in reality right now, and it never will. It never will. I want every non-African African to come here and see for yourself. And then the dude starts yelling, listen to me, my brothers. Yes, the Congo may have lost our protectors, the Chukwe tribe, but we still have the Congolese fighting spirit. We can fight back and beat these devils ourselves. Will you join me, my brothers? We will. Behind you, you worthless monkey. Don't you know slavery is freedom? You are doomed to fail without us. Your freedom will only be found through serving us. You want to know how omega depressing that piece of dialogue was that the slave master just said? Why is it depressing? Because it's true. You want to know why I say it's true? There are people throughout all of Africa coming here in South Africa to beg jobs, to beg to wash the dishes of a white man, because the white people in this country are still here. You want to know how I know as well? Because I live in a white community. I live on a mountain, right? Up a mountain. There are niggas from Zimbabwe, Congo, who push trolleys up the mountain, who bathe in a sewer drain, and then hold placards asking for jobs in Afrikaans, a Dutch African type language. Well, let's just call it Dutch. It's not really Dutch, but Afrikaners are Dutch. Point is, if you have black people from Zimbabwe, from Malawi, Mozambique, right, Tanzania, Angola, Nigeria, coming here to hold a placard in the white man's language, whether it's English or Afrikaans, right, to beg a job to be a garden boy, is there any difference between picking that cotton and picking some flowers? There's no difference. So the author thinks he be writing something, trying to make this statement right here that your freedom is in slavery, to make it seem like it's not true. Bruh, it is true. The only people who are truly free are black people who are not in Africa. If you're in a first world country, you are free. You are free to do what you want. You can use all the facilities that the white man has over there, and nobody's pointing a gun to your head. Oh, the police are pointing guns at their head. Nigga, please. Come here also. Then come here, bro. See what the black police gonna do to you here. Come on through. No problem. Come see what the black police are going to do to you here. If you think this place means freedom, come see for yourself. You know how sad this is. This is why I'm saying this is not empowering, bro. You out here thinking you're empowering people, bruh. You're not. You're not. You're just confirming. You're confirming a lot of truths, uncomfortable truths, that a lot of black people need to accept. You gotta accept it. Why is the Negro like this? Why does he have to have such a mentality? I don't know, man. Is it really the curse that Noah gave upon Cain, the Canaanites? Is it really? I don't know. I truly don't know. But at the end of the day, this manga is an abomination because, bruh, you are so far away from the truth. The only truth that you've shed so far in this whole story is exactly this. You are doomed to fail without us. Your freedom will only be found through serving us. If you're in Africa, that is true. Every black African prefers to be hired by a white man because the white people here still believe in human rights. The white man's gonna pay you on time. You get hired by a nigga, he ain't gonna pay you. So it's so bad that if you are a lawyer for the state, since niggas control the government, you know how you get a case, right? You want to be an advocate, you want to get a case, you need to bribe the higher up so they can give you a case. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? You have a scholarship, right? You earned a scholarship, guess what? You need to bribe the scholarship funders so that they can give you the full amount of money needed for your tuition. Imagine that. Imagine that. You want anything done in a decent amount of time, you need to bribe your way. Procedure, protocol, all of that has been done away with here. All I can say is, how dare you make such an abominable manga? This is not a story. This is some psychopathic propaganda that is also shooting the Negro reading this in the foot, in the head, in the eye. How dare you make this? How dare you, bro? Come here, bro. Come here. Book a ticket. Let me take you on tour, man. Let me take you on tour. I dare you, bro. I dare you. You want to see what this place is? Come on. Come to Mama Africa. I'm going to show you, bro. How dare you make this? This is filth of the highest order. Disempowering other black people who are trying to achieve self-actualization, and you want to trap them in a box and remind them that they are not free. Neither are you, by the way. Neither is everyone anymore in the grand economic standpoint, but freedom of expression. Other black people want to freely express themselves as a human being, not as a black person. You need to remind them that you are a nigger and you were once a slave, and you need to believe in the Jigaboo. F the Jigaboo. To hell with the Jigaboo. And then the superpowered niggas arrive. The superpowered niggas arrive, and they are the ones who came from the past. Now, look at how much drip they got. This is some cool designs. Just in the worst context ever. I hate these damn words, you filthy devil. Any human who is evil can be called a filthy devil. Stop thinking that a nigga can't be a filthy devil. When niggas be killing each other in Chicago, Detroit, and even here. When 2 weeks ago, niggas went into a bar and shot everybody dead for no reason. Where I live. Stop it. So we see this woman called Amina here, part of the Jaga tribe, and she got some healing powers or fire powers. They got some cool powers, you know, really cool. So here we see in this flashback, right, they were traveling through time. Looks real cool. And this is the part where I could gather that, oh, okay, they came from the past. And here the dude is lamenting, saying, my people of the Congo, I'm sorry I failed you. We were not prepared. Please forgive us. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And so they decided to go to the future to save their people, right? And then some action begins. Cool action scenes, real good. And now an eye for an eye breaks out, right? We see this dude saying, how rich of you to complain. After all, you've done the same to us. Two wrongs don't make a right, man. The Chikoe tribe have been extinct for 20 years. Belgium made sure of that. These devils have been stepping on our necks for 2 decades. Damn, man. You had to put the white man's foot on your neck in the dialogue also. This is the cheesiest Mampara trash I've ever read. Making us collect rubber day and night. They have monopolized food and kidnapped our women and children to keep us in line. This is another rubber plant run by the Belgians. I'm assuming that man over there supersedes this plant. Not exactly. He only oversees us, the workers. Then the hero says, tell me about your leader. And so he does, relaying all the information required and how these the high officers have some enhancements of superhuman enhancements, and look at the reason why. So he says they are elite genetically enhanced soldiers created by the Belgian government, given the Chikoe tribe warriors' DNA to become superhuman in soldiers. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm sure everybody has heard some nigga online say, yeah, black people are genetically superior and whatnot. Bruh, how's a genetically superior person have his neck crushed by the white man, the same way George Floyd got his neck crushed? How, bro? This is all cope right here. This is a desperation to be seen in a positive light, to be seen as strong when you can't even prove your strength. You can't prove it. George Floyd was like 7 feet tall compared to the cop that crushed his neck. You know? What is this, man? This is Omega level cope. This ain't funny. This ain't cool. This is a disaster, a catastrophe. In my language, I will call this mhlolo. Mhlolo wami. A direct translation of that would be, what a shame. But it's way deeper than that. This is legit mhlolo. Where my sin. I just can't believe this. I just cannot believe this, man. And then, of course, the niggas react, you wretched devils, wickedness truly knows no bounds. They will pay for this. Tell us more about the force public immediately. I know, man. And then we transition where they go back to their village. And I want to ask you a question, Mr. Author. Do you really think that when a black person reads this and sees this page of niggas in their straw huts, mud huts, right, carrying fruit on their head, do you think this image is the image of freedom? The image of prosperity and peace? Do you really think that? Because if you do, of course, you are wrong. This is disempowering. You see, Wakanda being a mega city, like having a New York type architecture just with African decorations, it makes no sense. But that in itself is also rather mocking the African, that y'all wish you could build this. Y'all wish you could build a massive city like this. But then when you display this, do you think black people will be like, oh man, that looks so fun and peaceful? Do you? Because you're wrong. You're wrong because every nigga's trying to leave the jungle. Why must it be that in order for a black person to be happy, he needs to be back in the jungle? What makes you think that peace, safety, joy, and all these things are found in the jungle? What makes you think that? Why would you do this? Unless you're deliberately trying to mock people, right? Or you got paid to mock people. No one alive prefers to rot in the jungle and run around barefoot. Everybody that accepted that they're going to die in the jungle is because they don't have a choice. You yourself, Mr. Author, are not going to go live in the jungle for 5 months. Bet you wouldn't survive. You're not going to do it. Right? This imagery, this propaganda that a nigga will be most happiest when he's barefoot again up in the hut. This is disrespectful, bro. When he's back to practicing his human, what is that word? Mutilation practices. I mean, this is mutilating yourself. This culture where some of these niggas like cut holes in themselves. You're destroying your body. You see this as freedom? Okay, let me show you something. You see, in Ethiopia, they have this tribe that still exists today. It's called the Mikan. Traditionally,
participate in a unique festival known as Kael, during which the Mikan women sexualize the process of men gaining weight and assist and encourage them in becoming as fat as possible. Would you say this is healthy? Yeah, the white man said being fat is unhealthy. I dare you to be fat then. I dare you to be fat, and I dare you to try and please your spouse. I dare you. I dare you to be fat and try to climb a mountain and go jogging with the bros. I dare you to be fat and try to wrestle. You know, what do men like doing? We like climbing the mountains, right? We like doing a lot of active things, and we like ourselves some nice females. If you're married, of course, right? And you want to jump on top and be like, yeah, Sally, I got you now. But I wonder, Mr. Author, that you can promote what the Mikan tribe promotes. I wonder, Mr. Author, how good your stamina is going to be if you promote this traditional African trash. I wonder, Mr. Author, do you want to look like this? Do you want to look like this, Mr. Author? Oh, hell no. We've seen the mushroom and everything. I wonder, hey, this is part of the culture. Mutilating yourself. You want to know what they drink to make themselves this fat very quickly? You want to know what they drink? They drink milk and blood. Milk and blood. Tell me you can portray this in a positive light. Tell me this is attractive. Tell me this is practical. Tell me this is helpful. Tell me that this is justifiable. Well, you know, it's their tribe, bro. Nah, F you, bro. Don't want to hear that. What is this? What is this, man? Let's look at what inspired this little abomination over here. So, is this nice? Is this cool? Oh man. Yeah, that's traumatized. Oh, dude. You're sick in the head, bro. You know there are other African tribes where people bathe with cow urine? You want to know what some of the things I did in my culture? I bathed in chicken blood. Right? The witch doctor told me to do that. And then I had to drink some syrup and then go drink 5 liters of swamp water so I can go vomit all of that swamp water down the river. Can you do that? That's what I used to do growing up. Those are still traditional practices that are still done. If you want to wash away any bad luck or voodoo. And I tell you this, there was nothing to gain by risking my life going to the damn swamp where I could have been bitten by a damn venomous snake or eaten by a cannibal. No, this is atrocious. But anyway, so the heroes then go breach the camp and decide to fight off the colonizers, right? And then finally, dude activates all his superpowers, looking like Tarzan over here. Is this also another cool thing to see? Why does a nigga who be a hero gotta look like Tarzan, bro? Why, man? Why you gotta do this? Nigga gotta have bones and beaks for a chain around his neck as a decoration, feathers and all that. Is the image of the Stone Age really attractive to people? It's not. So he activates this Bata Echo thing. Looks cool. Then the enhanced officers arrive, and the guy can make a gun out of nothing. And then he shoots the other officer who led them here. And then some dialogue that just made me fall over again is that here it says, there was a time when you people were at the pinnacle of the world, the gods of the Afro word. See, even that's coping, bro. That's bullcrap, man. If you want to say Egyptians were black, okay, fine. But Egyptians had slaves. Egyptians enslaved the Jews. Egyptians enslaved other black people so they could build the pyramids. And Egypt was not the center of the world. Egypt did not conquer a massive territory like what? Like Rome. Rome was the pinnacle of the world. Not Egypt. Rome was. And the Romans were not niggas. You see, you need to accept that you lost, bro. You need to accept that you're not what you pray you were, okay? You're not. You were not special. You are not special. And these days, no one really is special. You got the white man himself trying to sabotage his own history. Jacked in the head thanks to our cultural Marxism. When a white man tries to say, I love my history, we built stuff, he'll be sent to jail for being racist. When a nigga lies and says, we're the kings and queens and at the pinnacle of the world, everybody needs to pretend that that's true. I'm not gonna pretend. Because you know you're being retarded. You know that's not true. I want you to come to Swaziland. I want you to experience the life of people under the king. I want you to do this. And I want to show you an example over here. Come on. You see, Swaziland journalism. Journalism in Eswatini is restricted by the monarchy. There is no freedom in Swaziland, bro. Swaziland news, all these news are controlled. Here is the king. A bastard. Complete bastard. Right? I want you to come to this country. It's a tiny country. You can drive around the whole country in 3 hours. I want you to come here and see how the people live. I want you to come here and see how the people live. And see how some of the royalty will keep wearing their attire such as this, looking absolutely ridiculous. Right? But they wear this for appealing to the dim-witted people. Right? They'll have their little ceremonies and whatnot to appease the dim-witted people, even though they love the Western stuff more. I want you to come here. I want you to see, because this is actually rather ridiculous now. It's apex retardation of the highest order. You're going to create a story out of supreme ignorance. It's insane to me, man. Then it says Portugal fought you at the Battle of whatever, but failed. A century later, the Kingdom of Prussia sent 300,000 soldiers, but they were annihilated. Eurolanders and the rest of the world dreaded you for centuries. Wow. Always wanting to feel like everybody else was envious of you just because you're black, just because you're brown. Nigga, Indians are brown. Indians have a more impressive golden age than niggas. Why do you think Indians hate black people so much? They look down on us for a very good reason. Now, Indians are really messed up. I know all about it, right? I dated an Indian. Parents were jacked in the head. The father threw the mother in front of a moving train. Yeah, they are really messed up. But you see, you never hear about it. They never hear about it. You never hear about it because they don't make a living out of it. They don't make a living out of dysfunction. Like black people who want to make songs and music videos about killing other people, about smashing this guy's girl and all that stuff. A nigga thrives on dysfunction, loves to promote it. Indians don't do that. They keep it hidden. Everybody got garbage. But it's only black people who gotta let everybody know that this is the garbage I do and you better respect me for it. Nah, man. Anyway, the fight continues. The hero stomps the colonizers. And then the worst move I've ever read, superpowered move, double freedom stomp. This is how you know this guy cannot be truly a black person. I doubt a black person would write this, bro. I doubt it. Sincerely, I doubt it. I doubt the author's black. There's no way you can be black, dude. There's no way. Because if you are the greatest coon and the greatest Uncle Tom who's ever lived, bro, and you should be ripped apart. Double freedom stomp, what the actual F is that? There's no way, this ain't a black person, this is a white supremacist. A white supremacist made this manga. And you see, people call me an Uncle Ruckus. I know I'm not. Y'all just in denial. But a true Uncle Ruckus who's black, he would not waste his time even drawing or writing a story like this. Only a white supremacist would waste his time. Double freedom stomp? There's just no way. There's just no way. The fight continues, blah, blah, blah. Don't really care about the story anymore. Yada, yada, yada. He defeats the colonizer, and then he brings out his Django Unchained Fimbu Freedom Lash. A white supremacist made this. And then the colonizers are defeated, and then the damn niggas celebrate by dancing around the mother effing fire like a bunch of savages. You think niggas dance around the fire, bro? Imagine a guy from Congo reading this. He's like, what the F? Who the hell wrote this? Hey, Mr. Author, if you are black, I wonder, bro, do you dance around the fire to celebrate? And clap hands? This is the first time I've been offended, man. This is the first time I've been offended. You see, niggas perpetuate their own stereotypes, bruh. Black people cannot make black stories. They can't. You can't do it. I have yet to see a successful, and by successful I mean mainstream IP that was created by a black person that involves black characters that's actually inspiring. I've never seen it before. I love Afro Samurai, created by a Japanese person. Black Panther was cool, created by a white person. But if we look at Afro Samurai as an example, you see, they focus on the narrative, the character development. When black people try to create stories for themselves, they have to involve this political stuff, and then they have to dehumanize themselves or portray themselves as savages and stereotypical things that white supremacists deem us as. You do it. You perpetuate the stereotypes. You no good black son of a mother sucker. You do it. Look at this, bruh. Niggas dancing around the fire, man. This guy should be found and like sorted out, bro. You need to be contained in a dungeon, Mr. Author, for at least 6 months. So you can, no, you need to go to prison. Forget it. That just go to a normal prison and you'll be sorted out nicely there. I want you to even give the prisoners there some copies of what you did here and make them read it, see what they want to do to you. You need to go to prison. I've actually never been this offended ever. Honestly, I have never. I have never. A black person, supposedly, has offended me more than any other person or thing in my whole life by just reading this abomination. Yo. Oh, yeah. Ay, chaval. Well, that's about it, y'all. Abomination, man. The comments, of course, no one's ever gonna say what Coffee Comic says, man. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. This is cultural appropriation. You see, black people want to accuse any other groups of people when they want to do any hip hop stuff, but they'll never accuse Eminem of stealing hip hop. Never going to do it. But anyway, you have a supposedly black American trying to whatever, using Congolese, African stuff, but he fails tremendously in doing so. He instead portrays everybody as a savage and how black people would be much happier dancing around the fire barefoot. This is cultural appropriation. This is not a respect to modern day black people. It's not. This is spitting on them. And look, man, if you're gonna be out here and be like, I love Africa, but you never been here, nigga, you a hypocrite. You a hypocrite, and we can tell. If you have been here and you still made this BS, then you just retarded. Right? No one asked for anything like this. No one's asking for it. No one wants to read something like this. I just had to see the full thing because it's been on my Instagram. And I was right about it. It is nothing but a product to demoralize individual black people who think as individuals, who want to thrive as individuals, right? It's there to demoralize you, to remind you that you're a slave and you need your ancestors from the different dimensions to travel throughout the cosmos and come save you from the white man. That's all bull crap. You want to talk about colonization, the white man this, the white man that, but using the white man's internet, the white man's cell phone, the white man, you wearing the white man's clothes, you speaking his language, you learned how to draw because of what he allowed. Oh, please, man. You out here perpetuating this stereotype amongst the whole world that really black people like dancing around the fire? I had no idea. Black people are all about the jigaboo? I ain't no damn jigaboo, bro. Screw you, Mr. Arthur. You deserve to go to jail. 6 months in jail should sort your mind out right. Or you should come here. You should come here, go to Swaziland, see what it's like. People literally eat cow dung in Swaziland. Did you know that? You know that? Would you eat cow dung, bro? Because the king is out here jacking and keeping the resources from himself? Is that what African freedom is? I want you to listen to that interview. Find it. It's right here on my channel. Find it. It's called Living in Wakanda. I think it's called that. Well, it has T'Challa's face there. Find it and listen to the guy who lives there. And hear the tyranny that he needs to go through. It's just madness. It's just sickening. Just